That is the only thing I read. I read only the Old Testament. The Bible said in the Old Testament, to paraphrase what the Bible said, it said you're going to be enslaved in the land that is not yours, mistreated for 400 years. But after that, that nation that enslaved you would I judge, and my people would come out to the greatest of substance. But my question to you is, how do you come out with that substance if you're not ready to start all over again? But in starting all over again, the world also has to start with you. Because you cannot be starting while the world is moving faster. No. The world have to come together to your level so that you all start together. Did it happen in 2019? Yeah, it did. That was when the COVID came. Everything went down. And we all started over again. But the question is, when you were coming out of it, did you really understand the prophecy? Did you really achieve what the prophecy is all about? Or we are just living through it? Because our time is now. And that is when the Prime Minister of Barbados, Excellency Mia Mottley, she saw this sign and said, no, I think this year I have to return my ancestors back home in order for me to get that blessing that comes with the 400 years. So she excavated most slave cemeteries from Newton, Barbados. All the bones that she had, she brought them into a beautiful casket herself, Excellency Mia Mottley, on the 11th of November 2019. And she got them buried over there, the third one. Immediately after the burial, everyone was saying they have ashes and they wanted to be buried here. And I told them, if all of you are coming to be buried here, if I die, where would I be buried? But we later came to an agreement that no, the land also belongs to you. So you also have a right on the land. So inside the graveyard was given out. And today we have 447 ashes on this land. That is why you could see the man was going in with us, and I said, go up, because you can't go in with your shoes. So we have many of our ancestors being buried here. The trade was abolished in 1808, but not slavery. With slavery, I don't know the dates, I'm sorry. I only know what the book says. They are in the US of 1865, British colony 1835, French colony 1846. But for me, I don't believe slavery has been abolished.
Right.
It has rather evolved into a new form.
Yeah.
And this type of slavery is something that we are rather imposing on ourselves, because we have moved from slavery in chains and shackles to mental slavery. And that is what Bob Marley told us. We should emancipate ourselves from mental slavery, because none other than ourselves can free our minds. I'm going to take you to the river to see the rivers of our forebears. But before we get to the river, there is a plant that saved millions of your forebears. If it wasn't for the plant, maybe all of us would be captured. But that plant, ironically, became a drink, a cocktail in the US of A. And that cocktail, you love that cocktail. I don't know why. And I don't know if I want to tell you the name of the plant. Maybe I'll tell you if my mind changes. So let's make it. So the name of the plant is the mimosa.
Oh.
Let me tell you something before you go. Okay, let me tell you something real quick before you go. Okay. So I go. So with the other group, I don't want this to look like it's two different groups that I'm going on tour with. No, we are all the same people. So I want you to mingle. So come closer, just mingle. I don't want anyone to see we are even different. We are the same people.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
So,
So yes. So during the discourse of the trade, I've read so many books. Sometimes I ask myself, which people write these books? It's like it's just lies, lies, and lies. Sometimes they make it feel like if we never fought for you, we were just giving you out. Hey, take them, No! We won so many battles, we lost so many of them. But it got to a point that we realized that no, we have choices. It's either we have to save you, or we have to fight for something that we don't know might happen. So those in the northern part of Ghana, they relied on building defense walls to surround their communities and their farms. So stronger that no raider could even penetrate. Today, when you go to the northern part of Ghana, there's a place called Gulu or Narilegu in the northern part. They could see the trace of the defense walls that they built, that nobody could even penetrate them. Another group moved to the mountainous areas, like Ekopon, Kwewu. So when they are on top of the mountain, you are even scared to get there, because you don't see them, but they see you. So people didn't even go there to capture them. And others were in the caves. But those that were in the caves, they were the targets. They were those that were targeted. Because with the cave, you would definitely come out to find something to eat. So the ambush were laid around it. So whenever you come out, they capture you. But I got to a point that said, no, we can't be staying in the cave for us to be captured. Can we have a plan to survive? And that was when the mimosa plant came. They planted it along a strategically placed positions to surround their caves. So whenever they are coming out, it is the plant that signals them it's safe outside or not. That same plant played a role in Louisiana, US of A, whereby the captives planted it in line when they escaped. So that when the next group also escapes and see that line, they know this is where my people are. Queen Nanny of the Maroons in Jamaica also used this same trick in order to know if raiders were getting closer. And the mimosa plant that I'm telling you about is not something so big, because you don't need something bigger to make wonders. It's just something small, and this is the mimosa. I'm sure most of you know about it. This is it. Please come closer. You see this? What do you see?
The closes. Oh, I forgot what they're called in Jamaica.
Shemamaka.
Shemamaka. Mm.
You could touch it. It's everywhere. You could just touch it by yourself. And
Oh, it did I just see it close?
It closes up, yeah.
Wow. Okay, what's that movie?
It just closes
What's that movie that we saw? What's the movie with the tree?
look at it.
Just touch, yeah.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Avatar, yeah.
Oh,
Avatar.
I'm like, am I tripping? I'm like, do I need some water?
You see?
Wow. Oh my God, that
Oh,
is.
it's called
Yes.
Shemamaka.
So you want to tell me that
Okay.
true story again?
That means when they are coming,
So
Look at this,
whenever
y'all.
you see, it's like whenever they are coming,
It
and
closes.
you see how it's now growing. So when they come and they see it like this,
close.
at everywhere it has been planted, then they knew there's a movement
When you
around the
touch
cave.
it, it folds.
So it's either
That's the
you decide to come
Avatar
out or
action.
stay indoor, but the signal
In
is
real
telling you
life.
that it's not safe. There's been a movement. It can even be a movement of an
bananas.
animal, but no one will want to take that risk. So this mimosa plant saved a lot of us, and I have changed the name from mimosa, and I call it the destiny plant, because wherever we go, it is with us. When you go to the Caribbean, every part of the Caribbean have it, and even the black communities in the USA, mostly from the south, have this same plant over there. So I always tell us that even when our ancestors were in tight corners, it never affected our creativity. They were so smart and so intelligent
Wow.
to rely on the smaller things to save millions of people. So why would we fail? We can't fail, no, because our ancestors have already told us how great we are. So when you see this mimosa plant, it should rather make you proud. But for the drink, I think we have to come together and buy that company, because they are using our intellectual properties. Now we're going to make a short walk to the river. Now this is where it sometimes gets so many things happen. Okay. So I am a spiritualist, okay? So I'm very careful, because I don't want to impose my beliefs on anyone. We all have choices to make. I tell you what I do, but it's not up to you to do it. You could do anything, right? Because sometimes I prefer to tell you so that tomorrow, when my ancestors call me, they know I did what they asked me to do. This path to the river is called the ancestral route. The ancestral route because it was developed by the feet of our ancestors. They walked on this path all the way to the river in chains and shackles, crying, supporting each other just to get to the river. For me, because of that, I always treat this path very, very sacred. And I always walk through this path with my shoes off. The first question somebody asked me is, Kofi, why would you walk on this path with your shoes off? This is the answer that I give. If you don't treat the land of your ancestors right, you expect the Caucasian to make it better. That is the first step of mental enslavement, because you have to treat your land right, so that when they come over, they will know you value your ancestors. The second reason is the covenant we are yet to fulfill. The land is ours. Just because of circumstances, that's why we're not together. Destiny has brought us home today. The land needs to know you. You'll be walking on the remains of your own forebears. When you want to know where you are coming from, when you want to have clarity, I can't give that clarity to you. Those that were into it are the same people that could tell you where you belong. The third one is when we have to say to them, thank you. Because we have neglected them for so long. We are made to believe that mentioning the names of our ancestors is evil. And we have been stuck on that. But if you stop mentioning their names, you don't have history. Because who are your history? They are your history. So when you stop mentioning their names, how can you get history? And that is what I've been putting in us. That is why today, Black history is difficult for us to say, because we don't say it. You don't expect the school to tell you, because the system will never tell you. But how many times have you told your children about your deceased father or mother? You don't talk about them. You don't talk about how good they are. You don't share their history, their story to your people. So how would they know them? So we try to tell them that we are sorry for all that we've done. From today, we have to make it right. We'll be mentioning their names, telling their story, so that our kids will know them, so they should forgive us. And all that we tell them is we thank them for the road that we've made. Sometimes when I talk about ancestors, you look at my comments, social truths that were taught by, yes, they are our ancestors. But sometimes I want us to narrow it down to those that we know, those that have played a similar role to make who you are today, those that have to have sleepless nights to get you to the top. They are no more. We've never had a chance to say thank you because of the economic challenges. If today we could have that same energy on the land of our own ancestors, I think it's the right time for us to say thank you to them. Because if we don't say thank you to them, tomorrow, you and I will also be like them. And no one will ever mention your name. And that is why we have a saying, a good name is better than riches. So we're going to make a short walk forever. And whilst we walk it, just use the opportunity to thank, praise, sing if you can, connect. But the most important thing is tell them you thank them. Because if it wasn't for them, you and I would be here.
Amen.
So we are almost at the river. We can't put our shoes, we can't put ourselves in the shoes of our fathers, no. Because if they ask me to explain their pain, I can't explain it. Even my own pain, I can't explain it. So how much more the pains of our fathers? But sometimes we could also think about it. Even though we don't get that actual pain, but we understand the pain of them. We're going to make a short walk to the river, and we're going to walk in a straight line with each right hand on each other's shoulders. It's going to get to a point that I would increase my pace.